Yo, what's happening everybody, King GBL here, and welcome back to a brand new Go Bat-like video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a pretty troll team in the Sunshine Cup, featuring Macargo in the lead. We've got Tropius on the safe swap, and Decidueye as the closing Pokemon. Now, as you guys are seeing in this first matchup here, we've got a Vigoroth, and that is the entire purpose of Decidueye in this cup. It completely walls every single move that Vigoroth can throw. Vigoroth safe swap can be very popular, and Decidueye, it just completely walls it off. I have to give a big shout out to Homeslice Henry for this team. He uploaded this team last time, and to be honest with you, I only managed to play this team a little bit last time around, and it was completely broken. This season, I think it's a little bit trickier because we have more Steelix and more Glygars. Gligar and Steelix both give your team a hard time, but I definitely think we did beat a couple of teams with both of those. With Rock Tomb, you can look to deal with Gligar somewhat. And actually, for some reason, some Glygars were swapping out of Macargo, so I don't think it's actually too terrible for that. You sort of do have to stay in and just try to, debuff it with Rock Tomb or try to land a move. It can be a very tricky matchup, but definitely not the complete worst in the world. And originally, when I started using this team, I was using Rock Throw with Macargo. We swapped it to Incinerate, like I said, to deal with the Steelixes a little bit better. The amazing thing about this Pokemon, Decidueye here, is that you're farming down things insanely. You actually beat Blaziken in the 2-shield just by farming it the whole way down. You can farm down a Swampert pretty much before they even get a move off. It does insane damage, and again, with the Ghost typing, it's resisting all of the counter users. But let's hop into the battles, guys. Once again, shout out to Homeslice Henry for the team from last time this cup was around. And if you guys do enjoy today's video, please drop a like, subscribe. We're just a little bit over 100 subs away from 3k, guys. I know around 50 or 60% of you guys here watching currently right now are not subscribed, so please drop a like, subscribe, helps out an absolute ton. And let's hop into the battles. It's also worth mentioning that Tropius is a buff Pokemon this season with Aurelius. I rarely used it, I was mainly using Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade is a better move, which costs less energy. As you can see, we've got the Steelix super low, even though it's a tricky Pokemon. We swap straight out to Macargo, and we start rock throwing away. Now, the opponent goes straight for a Body Slam. That is resisted. Oh, they go for Brick Break. But as you guys are seeing, we should maybe be able to get to the move. The opponent just about stops us from getting to the move. So what I decide to do here is basically grab the final shield off the opponent, and then look to sweep this game with Decidueye. Boom, Overheat coming through. The opponent's going to farm us the whole way down, unfortunately, and it's all up to Decidueye at this point. The opponent will get off a last second move. Now, in the opponent's situation, you go for Bulldoze in this Pokemon, because it's only single resisted. Of course, they're in Brick Break and Body Slam. Generally speaking, Body Slams do absolutely nothing. We take out the Vigoroth. What's going to come back in? They come back in with a Steelix. Could it be that they're triple weak to Decidueye? They're triple weak. They come in with a Mudboy, and this Mudboy is going to get absolutely put in the mud by this Owl. We have a new Owl in town. It's not Noctowl. Noctowl got nerfed, but here it is in the lead for the next game. We're still in Rock Throw at this point, guys. In comes Vigoroth, and this is what I'm saying. Like, Vigoroth is such a common safe swap. Flyer on the lead, Vigoroth safe swap, super common team, right? So we're going to just basically tap it the whole way down. You do not need to throw a move. You just tap a Roo. We're pretending there's a strategy. This is like the Bastiodon team. We're pretending there's a strategy here. You just tap it the whole way down, go for a Brave Bird and whatever comes back in. I arguably could have thrown the Brave Bird a little bit sooner, just so that they can farm me down a little bit faster and give them less farm, but as you can see, that does about 70% of the Noctowl. They're going to throw off a move. If it's the Shadow Ball, it'll sting. If it's the Sky Attack, it will be resisted. The opponent throws a resisted Sky Attack, and in comes Swampert. And Swampert's not going to have a good time against Tropius. They don't even farm up towards the Sludge Wave. You are supposed to go for Sludge Wave in this cup. So, like, I mean, they could have made it a little bit awkward for me here, but we can just let Hydro Cannons go. Absolutely no problem here whatsoever. Tropius is going to be able to deal with this, and I think we even survive with enough health to get off a move on the other thing that comes back in, so this is looking to be a very good game well played. Like I said, guys, I'm not necessarily recommending this team. It is tricky, definitely is tricky. It was a funny, it was a fun team to use. It's one of them ones where if you get the correct alignment, you just absolutely delete teams, which is very satisfying. However, I don't know about you guys, but my experience in Go Battle League recently has been very up and down. Let me know in the comments down below, like, your experience with Great League last week. And actually, in this cup as well, I don't know what it is, but I do know what it is, to be honest, but we're not going to go there. I keep going 5-0, 0, like, I go like 5-0, 1-4, and then I'll go like 3-2, and then I'll get like another 0-4, and then I'll go 5-0. It feels like I'm either hard countering the opponent and just getting a 4-1 or a 5-0, or getting completely hard countered myself and getting as a 1-4, or like a 2-3 at the absolute best. It's kind of very polarizing at the moment. Let me know if you guys are experiencing that as well. But anyway, Vigoroth is trying to Body Slam my bird. It's not going to happen, and in comes their Gligar. Now, I think the opponent makes an insane call here. They let that go. But as you can see, it almost one-shots, and we actually get the Simul KO. I'm not sure if a Brave Bird would have fully KO'd. Now we've got an Obstagoon. Very tricky Pokemon for Decidueye and Macargo, but this is very fine for Tropius here. I did go for Obstruct, and like, at this point, I refuse to shield. I'm going to go in and go for an Overheat here. This can be a cross chop. I'm assuming they're probably a Night Slash Obstruct though. Yeah, they go for another Obstruct. Basically for the remainder of this match, I'm not going to shield. But yeah, I'm going to be real with you guys, like, Go Battle League, especially the last couple of days, has been super frustrating for me. I think the day before yesterday, I literally just kept getting hard countered in the lead. It was pretty insane. Like, I was running Sandslash, Azumarill, Cresselia. I think I seen, in the first 6 matches, 2 Deoxys, 2 Umbreon, no, actually 3 Deoxys, 2 Umbreon, and a Swampert. And then, like, I swapped out my teams. What was I using? I was using something different, and I just kept getting, like, the most rough matchups. Eventually, I used that team. It was a Zerf Felrose team, except for instead of using Superior, it was Venusaur with Sableye in the back. It was a very good team. If you go check out his recent video for the Great League, next time that comes around, if you do have a Superior, I do recommend that team. Just go check out his channel if you want to see what the whole team is. But it's just very, very up and down. And even with that, like, I started seeing, you know, I got my 4-1 or 5-0 right, and then started seeing Charizards and Talonflames. So pretty rough. But as you can see, guys, we've had a couple of rough leads in this video here. And, you know, that's what I always say, like, even if you do get super rough leads and super rough teams, you can overcome them potentially. I think we win this matchup here, bad Swampert lead. I think we've had, what, 2 or 3 Vigoroth leads in this video, and we have managed to overcome them, so it's not completely the end of the world sometimes. You don't just top left the lead like, you know, some other people would do. But I, to be fair, I was getting very tilted, and I was just, like, trying to go down the rabbit hole to see how far it would go. Like, how many leads in a row can I possibly lose? I lost at least 6 or 7 in a row. So yeah, let me know what your experience has been like recently. But this is a pretty interesting matchup. They can fire super effective Aurelius. I think you still go for Acrobatics, bro. I think Acrobatics is just such a good move. They catch back onto Swampert again, but, like, that's not going to help them. It's not going to help them. What I decided to do here is stay in and let them throw energy, because, again, they're supposed to be on Sludge Wave, and they farmed up a lot before leaving. So we're going to come in with Decidueye and just absolutely eviscerate it. We're just going to absolutely put it to bed, and in comes this thing. We catch the move on Magcargo, so we should be in a pretty decent spot here. Resisted Aurelius coming through, and yeah, the opponent sees the writing on the wall. We still have a shield, and we have a very, very good lead in the next match. Talonflame. Let's stay in for a second. I'm assuming to see if I was on Incinerate. We get through 3 Rock Throws. In comes Vigoroth. Once again, guys, Flyer in the lead, a Vigoroth in the safe swap, and a lot of the times you're seeing a Mudboy in the back. So it's kind of like a Flyer in the lead, with 2 answers to, let's say, like, Gligar and Steelix in the back. Super, super common team. We're going to farm it the whole way down, and come out with a Brave Bird or an Energy Ball. In comes Talonflame. We throw 1 and then throw. If I do 2 and throw, I would have survived the Incinerate. I don't want to survive the Incinerate and give them another one for free. So we're going to come in here straight away, not let the timer burn down. And Magcargo just resists every move here. Boom. That's just about 50% still. And in comes Whiscash. They're not going to have a very good time here. This one Leaf Blade actually does not quite one-shot the Whiscash. But, like, they're going to have to farm the whole way up to the Blizzard. And actually at this point, I was streaming in Discord, and I was going to troll and just let this go and just farm it down. But we do decide to shield up the Blizzard, and we can farm down everything else. Good games, well played. If you guys do want to check out the streams, we're actually doing a Discord league as well. Guys, by the way, I'm finding it very tough to talk. I've had, like, a new filling in my tooth, and it's, like, clashing with the tooth on the top of my mouth. I thought I'd mention that. It's actually a little bit tricky. I'm sort of getting used to how I need to talk with this new mouth arrangement, but we go for Rock Tomb on this. That almost takes them out, and they swap into a Mudboy. We come straight into Decidueye. Decidueye is going to absolutely feast. There's no way they can get to the Blizzard in time. We go for Water Pulse, in fact, which I actually think is a very good moveset, because, again, you have a ton of Steelixes, and Water, I think, is quite a strong typing in this cup. Back in comes Marowak, and what I decide to do here, at this point, I'm like, yo, nobody, just no. I'm going to check if there's a double Mudboy in the back. That's what I was kind of predicting here at this point. It does turn out to be a Venusaur. We can just YOLO off a Brave Bird. This Venusaur's on Vine Whip, which is a little bit interesting, but we're just going to come in here with Tropius and start farming it the whole way down. Once again, like, I was streaming in Discord, and we usually have a lot of fun, you know, we're just trolling around. I was like, should I let it go? Can I live a Sludge Bomb? But I did decide to behave myself and shield it up here. Sludge Bomb coming through. I come in here and go for the Overheat. Again, I'm just trolling at this point. I am just trolling at this point, but good games. And as much as this is like a troll team, like, it's working so well against a lot of these teams. Oh, guess what's on the swap? It's actually not Vigoroth. It so happens to be, as soon as I seen the normal typing, I was like, boom, straight in with Decidueye. But the good thing is you can shield and farm this down. You do so much damage. And actually, I don't have my IVs on screen today because I couldn't be bothered. I'm going to the zoo today, so I couldn't be bothered looking up all my IVs. I just want to get this out quickly. But I have like 13 attack on this with like 8 defense and 4 HP. so it's a really, really attack-weighted Decidueye, exactly 1500 CP. Like I said, I seen Homeslice Henry's video last time this was out, and I just didn't have the Pokemon to make this team properly. I didn't have enough Stardust at the time from a cargo, so I was using something else, so it's kind of nice for me to actually use this team. We go for the Rock Tomb here. You could go for Stone Edge, it costs the same amount, but I do like the debuff here. I think it is quite useful in certain situations. You're going to see now, like, with the debuff, that we can live... Oh, they're on Night Slash anyway, but we'd be able to live 2 Aerial Aces pretty comfortably at that point. I don't have a particularly good IV, Tropius. If you look it up, IVs are very important with this Pokemon, actually. The IVs I have here are a little bit tricky. I can't remember quite what the matches are, but you do lose some matchups with bad IVs. I think there's actually a bulk point for Vigoroth, a counter bulk point as well, which is quite noticeable. So yeah, definitely have a look on PvPoke, compare it to like a rank 1, and just check to see if this is usable or not. But as you guys are seeing, like, we've got a very, very tricky Pokemon, and in comes Pidgeot. And the good thing about this matchup is, I'm like, you know what, Brave Bird me, daddy, Brave Bird me. They go for the Feather Dance. I'm like, right, that's fine. Farm you the whole way down, we'll get an extra Incinerate for you, thank you very much for the extra farm. The opponent does come in and go for a move, but like, at this point, it's just game over for them. Night Slash wouldn't even KO, and we're going to go for the Overheat to take them out. I didn't upload a video this week showcasing the meta review, so we'll do like a slight meta review here. I'll give you guys some like sort of info about my day 1 experience here. I really think Magcargo is a very good pick for this cup, and I think Tropius is also a good pick, but I think like Swampert in the lead could be really good. I've seen so many teams that are ABA weak to Swampert, it's like actually insane how many teams I've seen like that. Like a Gligar in the lead with Steelix in the back, or Steelix in the front with like another Mudboy in the back, or another like ground type, right? I think Swampert would be extremely strong, or just any water type in general. I think Abomasnow is going to be very strong as well, because you can basically hit everything for neutral. I have not yet seen a single Blaziken. I think Blaziken could be very, very good. If Vigoroth start picking up a lot of pace, and Steelix's as well, Blaziken could be very good, because it basically beats Double, it beats Vigoroth, and it can beat Steelix as well. I would just go for Blaze Kick on that. You don't really need to go for Blast Burn necessarily. Blast Burn is quite good for certain things, but I think Blaze Kick is sufficient enough for that. So if you're like wondering what to use in this cup, I think Swampert's definitely a very, very good option here at the moment. Because again, we just have so many Glygars. People are thinking like, oh, this is good for this cup. I think people are soon going to realize that like Gligar is not really the best option for this cup. Once it sort of develops a little bit. Guys, in comes Swampert once again. This is such a common team, like, as soon as I swap in, they should be top lifting. They do take us out. I'm waiting to do my timer. I think the opponent might be switch locked here as well. Oh, they're just getting absolutely deleted off the map. They're getting deleted off the map and they top left. We're hopping into the next match and we have an Abomasnow in the lead, I believe, here in the next game. And dude, they're going to get absolutely ripped to shreds by Magcargo. We'll see what they come into. Abomasnow lead, Gligar on the swap. Now, I sort of have to stay in here and sort of mess around for a little while. I got a free Incinerate for him, so like I'm sort of chilling here. I can outpace to the first move. As you can see, that does a lot of damage. I wait too and try to go for the catch. I try to catch the dig, but the opponent doesn't fall for it and they end up throwing the Aerial Ace. But with the debuff, as you're about to see here, it's going to take them at least 3 Aerial Aces to take us out. Now, I do decide I want to take switch advantage here, because I do want to keep my Magcargo on the Abomasnow. Abomasnow would be very, very bad for Decidueye, so we do take it out. Back in comes Abomasnow, and they're going to have to throw a move, and Aerial Ace would pretty much almost take them out at this range. The opponent probably was getting a little bit too greedy. They should probably just get rid of me here at this point. They do have to throw a shield up, but they do get the farm down. Now, we actually wall all of these moves, except Energy Ball does a lot of damage because it's neutral. Super effective against rock, right? Does a lot of damage. In comes Vigoroth, and in comes Decidueye. If you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. Vigoroth stands absolutely no chance. Now, again, the opponent's going for the correct move here, and if you're playing good opponents, they'll throw the correct move. If they throw 2 Bulldozes and you've got really bad IVs, it gets quite close actually. As you can see, like, I'm getting pretty low, but we're going to go for Brave Bird and the Abomasnow. The Abomasnow has a choice to make. Do you want to get taken out by a Brave Bird or an Incinerate? The opponent chooses Incinerate, and that's going to be basically game over for the opponent. Good games, well played. I do think Abomasnow is a very, very good pick for this cup, and I do expect to see it quite a lot in the coming days. I think people don't really like to start this cup with Abomasnow, but I remember last time people definitely switched to it quite a lot. So yeah, pretty negative lead here. We're going to swap out, and in comes Talonflame. Pretty negative swap as well. Let's see if we can manage to win this game here. I think I can live a Flame Charge, so I do let it go. We're going to do 1 and throw here. The damage will not apply yet, and we're going to insta-throw the next move. I should be doing a 1 and throw each time because the Incinerate registers damage after 4 turns, and this is a free turn move. I was just making sure. I wanted to make sure I get off the damage. We'll come in with our our Incinerate user and just start farming them the whole way down. Whenever you've got the opponent locked into a bad matchup, you just come straight in. You don't let them swap out. Now I'm sort of hoping the Brave Bird here because I don't want to throw a move here. A Brave Bird would chunk at this point. So I realized, okay, let's just actually keep some health on this thing. They swap out to Vigoroth, and this is just a body slam. So I can easily live a body slam. And I'm thinking, okay, we're going to actually go for an overheat to grab a shield. And then we're going to swap out to Decidueye. We've almost got another overheat. They do actually just let it go, which is quite unfortunate. And they're most likely going to go back in with Talonflame. They come in with Braviary, which is like, oof. This is a big oof. Are they going to farm us the whole way down? They're getting so many air slashes through. Now, I believe I'm one off the move here. So if the opponent insta-throws here, they do go for a one and throw. So this really comes down to how many moves is the opponent at. They go for a Rock Slide, which would definitely KO from that range. If you guys didn't know, Rock is neutral against Rock. It's not resisted, so that would be still super effective. And in comes Talonflame. We incinerate the whole way down. There must have been one off back-to-back right there. And guys, in this match we do have the Shadow Gligar lead, so we'll see how this plays out again. Once again, they come for the safe swap. I don't know why they bonus swapped out a lot. Like, you really do just stay in against Magcargo. It's not that bad for you. You can basically look to one-shot it with Dig, right? So like, and you're outpacing to the moves with Incinerate as well. It's definitely a good matchup. You just stay in there. We can look to debuff it a couple of times, but definitely a good matchup. Now at this point, guys, I think I once again go for the Energy Ball because I'm like, how can you let this go? Like, there's no way you can let a Brave Bird go. I'm thinking the opponents just don't know about Brave Bird, so I'm probably just giving a little bit too much credit to the opponents for knowing what the moves are. So that's probably my mistake. You just go for Brave Bird. The nice thing is I could 2 Incinerates through for free, so that is nice. It's not necessarily for free. And in comes Diggersby in the back, so this is definitely very interesting. However, we do have a very good answer to this in the back in Tropius. We're going to come into it. Typically, this Pokemon is on... It's supposed to be on Quick Attack, Hyper Beam, and Scorching Sands in this meta. I think there's an argument to go for Fire Punch. As you can see, Leaf Blade absolutely chunks. The opponent farmed up to the Hyper Beam. We're going to let it go. It's a Fire Punch. It's going to take another like 4 of those to KO, so we're just absolutely chilling. Tropius is quite bulky. Diggersby is also quite bulky, so we're just at no risk here whatsoever. We can look to go for another Leaf Blade, which will pretty much KO the Diggersby. And at this stage, guys, I don't even have to shield. As you can see, they've got no fast move pressure. That's why you want to run Quick Attack, because you do get that extra pressure. And we're going to look to basically get off another Leaf Blade. The opponent tries to go for a catch. Leaf Blade coming through, and that's going to be a good game, guys. If you're looking for a fun team to use that just completely walls some of these really common lines, I do recommend giving this a try. Once again, like my experience, I want to be honest with it. 14 out of 25 today. Definitely very positive, right? But it was very, very polar. It was like either 0-5 or 4-1 or 5-0. And like I said, I had 1-3-2 in there as well. So if you are getting hard countered with this team, it can be a little bit rough, but that's just how this game goes sometimes. But anyway, guys, thank you for the support in videos. If you did enjoy, drop a like, subscribe. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to get off to the zoo and enjoy my weekend, and hope you guys enjoy your weekend as well. Thanks very much, everybody, and I'll catch you all next time.